In today's video, we are going to talk about 5 ways that you can stop and eliminate breakage and damage that happens when you have extensions in. We all know that extensions can help with so many hair issues such as length, volume, color, and they're an absolute amazing resource that we have to enhance and beautify our hair. But if not done correctly, they can absolutely pose some not so desirable results on the hair. I do have to start by saying that when you do wear extensions, whether it's the tape method, fusion, sew-in, normally the hair that would naturally kind of shed from your scalp has nowhere to go because they are like sandwiched. It is very normal to have some fallout because, again, most of that should be hair that would have shed naturally anyway. Now, with that being said, I've also done hair on clients that would come in with extensions done prior by different stylists that just had a huge mess and where the extensions really just compromise their hair, and that's not okay. So today I'm going to be sharing 5 tips and 5 things you can do to help eliminate any damage done with extensions. The first one is probably going to be something that you don't think about, and it's the one thing I see neglected absolutely the most when it comes to extensions. And that is to completely forego all haircuts on your natural hair. Now, I do hair and extensions myself, so I totally understand the appeal of not having a blunt end of hair to blend in with the extensions. So let me show you a piece of my hair, and then the rest is extensions. So do you see how the ends just taper off? That helps it blend in with the rest of the hair. If that was chopped in a very blunt way, you could absolutely see where that hair ends and where the rest of the extensions kind of begin. So one thing I started noticing, not just that other stylists were doing, but clients, when they would come in, they'd be like, oh, don't trim my hair, just adjust the extensions. And I almost always was like, can I just please trim up your hair a little bit? I get that you have new extensions to give you what you're looking for, but I think your natural hair should never ever be completely neglected. You should always have that option of, I can remove my extensions tomorrow and my hair would still look its best. It might not be the length you want, but the hair itself should still look good. And the reason why I bring this one up too is I see so many women's confident, really reliant on extensions. And sometimes it's just because their natural hair is just so untaken care of. So trims absolutely every time in between extension adjustments. Basically just still take care of your hair. All right, number 2 is don't forget treatments. I've definitely been guilty of this in the beginning when I started to wear more permanent extensions because the ends, they feel great and it doesn't matter if they don't in 6 months because guess what? I'll get new hair, but you are still treating the hair that's growing out of your scalp. And it's so easy to forget to do a mask or a special treatment once a month. And that is something that I'm here to say to, again, not forget. So not only for your natural hair, but for the extensions as well. So let this be a reminder to treat and hydrate your hair. All right, the next one is to get adjustments and touch-ups on the extensions on time. Again, I've definitely been guilty of this one, and I know it can be hard to get into the salon when, your extensions are due for an adjustment, but extensions are made to hold onto the hair for a specific amount of time given their application method. So as the hair starts to grow out, it has a lot less stability, meaning it relies less on the scalp and is really just dangling on the hair. Now, depending on how much hair you have, so say someone with finer hair, normally those are the clients that want more hair and typically will have more extensions. So that means that you have more weight per square inch of hair than someone that has a ton of thick hair. And the reason for that is someone with a ton of hair, they just have more hair per square inch, making their hair stronger. So now if you go an extended period of time without touching up your extensions and they're now grown out, can you imagine the tension, the weight, and basically the flexibility of the hair that it can move in so many more directions than when it's closer to the scalp? That's going to pull on your natural hair in ways that it really is not meant to be, and therefore you're going to get a lot more breakage that way, and you're going to get it so close to the scalp, which is a major issue because once you do remove those extensions, you have breakage all the way up to that root area. And that brings me to my next extension tip, and that is to get the correct type or method for your hair type. So again, if you have finer hair, I wouldn't expect to over double the hair that you have. It should still look like your hair, but maybe slightly more voluminous and slightly longer. Also taking into account the method that you are using. So someone with finer hair, a fusion bond is always going to A, look more natural, and B, it is going to put less strain on each strand of hair because you're applying the extensions in a tinier amount per section as opposed to, say, a much heavier weft of hair. So obviously your extensionist can help you with this, but it is important to know that going in so that your expectations are a little bit more reasonable, so that when you do go into the salon and you show a picture of someone that naturally has very thick hair and has extensions to suit that, if that's not your natural hair type and if you show that photo to your hairdresser is going to want to deliver that and want to give you that amount of hair, but just know that it is going to cost your natural hair. So my rule of thumb for that is apply what you need and don't really go overboard. And lastly is the amount of extensions you add to your hair. Sort of just touched on this through these tips, but I believe it is very important to not add way too much hair and really still honoring the natural hair type that you have. So if you have naturally finer hair, it's fine to add a little bit of volume, to add a little bit of length, but again, don't add something that is just weighing on your more fragile hair a ton. And the reason for that is it's going to make your hair weaker and you're going to feel like your hair is even finer and thinner than it was before, and you're going to rely on the extensions even more, and then it kind of creates this negative cycle. Now, I definitely believe extensions are here to stay. Like I said, I think it's an amazing resource, but I personally think it's still really important to really honor and beautify your natural hair. I swear it does act as an inner confidence thing. At the end of the day, hair is the one accessory you never take off. And although the extensions can be more permanent, and you can sleep and wake up in them, and that's all really nice, but to feel like you have pretty hair that then has extensions on top, I think is really, really important message to really start striving for a little bit more when in this crazy hair extension world. I think it's so important to wear extensions and any hair application method that really suits kind of our natural hair type. Just like we wear makeup to suit our skin tone and get a haircut to suit our face shape. And if you're not sure what does work for you and you would like a little more guidance and a little bit more help from me, I've designed an online beauty masterclass, Learn to Live and Look Luxe. It'll help you become an expert in your own beauty so that you know what face shape you have, what skin tone, what's going to suit you, and just help you make better choices and decisions for all things beauty later in life. So you can check out ellebangs.com for that. I'll also leave a link in the description. All right, guys, that is it. I hope this video is helpful. And if you are an avid extension wearer like myself, I hope you take at least one of these tips and start implementing it and start bettering your hair today. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.